Okay guys, I went to take some video and I heard some guy yell out from the chair, look, he's got his camera out. And me, I don't care who's watching when I videotape, but if you're gonna pass a comment like that, I'm not gonna videotape your car. With that said, I'm gonna give you guys a tip. I've been around this for a long time. That doesn't make me a professional body guy. We all know that. Okay? But I've been around show cars since, I guess I'm around 10. Okay? Stuck cleaning them, stuck working on them, the whole deal. Can't scratch nothing, you can't do this, you can't do that, you can't drive them. All the crap. This ain't a show car. To me, this is just a driver. Not out cleaning it. No hands. But here's the deal. If you're putting effort into a car and you want to impress somebody, okay? Now, of course, you can go buy whatever motor and do whatever and do this and do that. You can do all the stuff. But it's the little things. Think of the whole thing. The whole thing. Think of the whole, think of the completed project. First of all, keep it one theme. Okay, a lot of times when cars take a long time, like Junior's car's taking a while, you switch themes halfway through. And all of a sudden you got a 70s theme in the engine compartment and a 90s theme in the paint and whatever it is. Stick with one theme, okay? That's why when cars take a while, people lose interest. There's a lot of things. Because you see more stuff that came out the following year. Engine compartment. Okay? Now, this is what I look at, and this is how I judge a car. I've walked by cars that have been laser straight. Perfect door gaps. They have the dip at the end of the door gap. Everything is mint. Though they look, of course, better than they came, but they look mint. Somebody spent years block sanding it. Then you look in the engine compartment. Where do I look? I look under the hood. I look at the hood hinges. I look at the latch. And I go where, I guess GM and Ford and all these guys call it the torque box, which is like here where my feet are down here, but on the inside of the engine compartment. I look where the firewall meets either the unibody or the frame. I just look down there because you can see it. Okay? And that tells me the quality of the whole restoration. Because, okay, you could spend 20, 30, 40, 100 grand on body work and they do it absolutely perfect and it's never going to fall off. But you got to say to yourself, why was those last couple of steps overlooked? Was the car laying at the shop too long? Was the owner getting impatient? Was the guy working on it getting impatient? Because if they get impatient at the end and they don't want to deal with it, it usually comes out in the paint job. And then they wet sand and buff their problems away. Okay? It's the detail like that, okay? It's easy to make the fender wells look good. It's easy to make the firewall look good, okay? Mopars, it's tricky to make anything look good under the hood if anybody's into Mopars. It's hard to line up the panels and get the upper door gap by the cowl, okay? If you see that door gap, a lot of times I see Mopars that are perfectly aligned until you walk right here, and all of a sudden they got a gap this wide between the door and the cowl, and the fender and the cowl, because they just can't get it right. Okay? Those are the little things. This guy's not gonna go, I'm going. Okay? Down by the torque box, the springs, okay? The hinges. Have the hinges blasted. Okay? Buy new hinges, have them blasted, whatever it takes. Do not paint them with a rattle can over the chips. The upper part of the radiator support, do not paint over the chips. You're better off not painting it at all. These are the little things that to make it from a number 2 to a number 1 and someone going, wow. Okay, it's the little things. Okay, when you're lining up your fenders, put tape down till you get to the fender, you get it just right. Then you loosen the bolts one at a time and you pull the tape out from underneath. And then you put it back on. You put bolts, you put tape underneath the bolt heads. Put tape around the bolt. All the little things. Use a different bolt. Don't use anything that's knurled. Okay, because when you get done adjusting it, you'll have 50,000 marks in your fender, the bottom of your hinges, and all these places, and it all shows. Okay, those are the things. Okay, I know people drill hinges, they drill fenders, they drill hoods with a little pinhole, a little thing to line it up, the 1/8 inch. I've never got that to rework. It has to be clearly someone doing wrong. You don't realize that when you put a fender on and you're putzing with it all around, you're putting pressures on in different directions. And you finally get it to line up, you're happy as can be, you take it off, can't get it to do it again. Because you're not doing it in the same order that you put the pressures on. The fender should sit pretty much relaxed on the car. And a lot of times they don't. That's why they don't reline up the second time. Okay? If they're not relaxed the first time, you're never going to get them to line up the second time. I was always told that you bolt the bottom of the fender on first and then work on the top of the fender. Even though I bolt the top of the fender on and work on the bottom of the fender. So, just little things. Just little things. If you want to see something really interesting, I already left a comment. I hear a call somewhere. If you want to see something really interesting about bodywork and how-tos, go to the Chef's channel, Chef Tush. Okay, 2 words, Chef and then Tush. Okay, I think 2 videos ago, unless they changed since now, with him doing the interview with somebody from the Triumph Club, going through all the things you need. You don't realize how much stuff you need. If you're only going to paint one car, okay, sometimes it's not worth the money, unless you want a quality job. Sometimes these jobs are better than the shops, guys. I don't know if you realize that. Sometimes they're better. Are you going to get dirt in them? Yes. Okay, is it a solid color? Can you work most of it out? Yes. Are you going to catch it just right, maybe in some kind of light? Of course. Are you going to save 30 grand on a really awesome job? Yes. You got to think about it. You got to think about it. I've only had one car sprayed for me, and I didn't like it from the day I got it back. And we're driving it. So, okay guys, with that said, like I said, it's the details. Don't worry about the stuff you can't see. Don't worry about the stuff you can't see. Of course, worry about it. Make sure it's clean, make sure everything's prepped, make sure everything's gonna stick. But it's the stuff like under the hood, the ribs, okay, the little caulking that sticks out between the rib and the top of the hood that's a lot of times missing. Okay, when you put it back in, do it like the factory did it. Let it ooze out a little. Do it nice. Don't mask it. Do it. Use your best judgment. There is a fine line between factory appearing and over restored. So, and then just looking terrible. Okay, guys, we're almost home.